Okay, well, good Tuesday evening, New York Jets fans and NFL fans. It is September 26th, 2023, 5:06 p.m. And trying to get my steps in. So you know what? I thought I'd do another podcast, another video, just to kind of clear my head, because you know what? I just can't understand what is going on with this team. So we get past Sunday, okay? The Jets are 1-2. You say not bad, 1-2. You know, it's still early in the season, but the product that we see on the field is showing me that they're not going to be more than a 4 or 5 win team, if that much, right now. We have the coach who I liked, and the general manager who I liked even more, not making any type of moves till today, and I'll get to that, but telling us that Zach is the guy going forward. Now, I have nothing against Zach personally, but as a starting quarterback, he is not the guy. He is not the guy. He is not the guy. This is the third year and he's proven he is not the guy. Second offensive coordinator, he is not the guy. Okay? Third set of wide receivers, he is not the guy. I don't get it. How or what are the coaches seeing that they're saying that he could lead us and make this a successful season? Now, after 50 plus years of not getting a championship, or your last championship was 50-something years ago, how do you say he's going to make this year successful? Now, listen, there was no given that Aaron Rodgers would have brought us to the Super Bowl. And the way the defense is bending, not breaking, but bending, it's not a given. It's not a championship defense that we all thought it was. But you had more confidence in this guy than you do in Zach, and rightfully so. He has earned that confidence to have in him. But he's not there now, okay? So a successful season under Aaron Rodgers would have been a home playoff game, okay? Winning the division, a trip to the AFC Championship game, which, you know, by the way, we did under Rex twice, on the Parcells once, okay? And next year you build on that. You add that little ingredient that you're missing, and you say, that's what we're missing. No. Right now, the Jets organization, from what they're telling me, is getting through the season with little injuries, showcasing Zach, not ruffling Zach's feathers or killing his confidence, which, by the way, his confidence looks shot on the field, is going to be a successful season. And I just don't see it. This kid, this third year, should be seen to feel better. What did they see in him that made him get drafted? Now, I'll go back one. Different GM altogether. Okay, you had Mike McCagnon, 2018. Baker Mayfield goes once. Saquon Barkley goes second. The Jets take third, Sam Darnold. So from 2018 to 2021, you have a number 3 pick and a number 2 pick. And you pick a QB. Sam Darnold is on his third team from 2018. Okay, he was on the Jets, 18, 19, 20. He went to Carolina. And now he is in San Fran, and God bless him, he may get a ring. Okay? What does this organization look at? And I was there the night they drafted Sam Darnold, and I had Jet office workers. Now, I don't think they were part of the draft plan, but they worked there, in the office. I don't know if they're back office, front office, whatever they were. And when they saw Saquon Barkley going to the Giants, they immediately started cheering. And when we picked Darnold, I looked at them and they're like, this is where we wanted to be. And now here we are, almost 6 years later. Darnold's on his third team, and Zach is probably going to go to his second team next year, because You can't tell me in any way this guy is our future. You tell me that Aaron would have, I call him Aaron like I know him personally, if Aaron Rodgers would have tutored this kid for a few months, all right, maybe he learned something, but it's going to take years for this guy to know something and to understand. You know, Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for 2 or 3 seasons at least. You know, Brady, I don't know how many years he sat behind Bledsoe. Wasn't many, but it was there. He learned. He learned the game from the bench. The Jets are so hungry to showcase their talent that they take their first pick, their quarterback pick, and put him out there. They did it with Sanchez. Okay, and Sanchez, God bless him, 2 AFC Championship games. But how did they do it? They had ground and pound attack, a stellar defense, which now I'm thinking was a lot better than what we have now. And they sprinkled in Sanchez passes. And yeah, when he had to get the ball down the field, he got it. But every time he released the ball, you always worried where he was throwing it. Okay, but they utilized him and his positives and negatives to figure out. I'm running across the street here. Thank you. To their advantage. Zach didn't even use their advantage. The kid could run. Do you think they roll him out? They rolled him out once. You think they have any designed running plays? Well, they had one designed running play on a broken play, actually, I think. And they got called back for holding. He only looks at his first read and his checkdowns like the kid didn't learn. So, I don't know. But then you have today, after 3 weeks of who's going to be the backup, no problem, we don't need a veteran quarterback, blah, blah, blah. Trevor Siemian is going to be the backup. Or he's on the team right now. He's going to be on the practice team. I don't know if they're going to move him up yet. Trevor Siemian, I think he was on the Redskins. I don't even remember where he was drafted to. But he was on the Jets. Either, I think it was 2019. He was on the Jets. Okay? Yeah, I think it was 19 because it was before COVID because we were at the game. Okay? Sam Darnold had mono, so he was missing the first few games of the season. And Trevor Siemian and another backup quarterback, okay, were the Jets starters. That's who Adam Gase was going to run out there. And it was a Monday night or a Thursday night versus the Browns, I believe, and Odell Beckham Jr. And both quarterbacks got hurt. We were down to like the third string quarterback at that point. Siemian, I think, had his leg broken. If I'm not mistaken, there was an issue with him getting like injury pay or something during that too. But they signed him today. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, I'm not saying they're giving up on the season, but to me, they're giving up without saying they're giving up. They're going to stick with Zach. We want Zach to show what he could do. 2.5 years, I think he showed what he could do. You forget that last year, okay, he missed the first 4 games because he got hurt in the preseason. That's fine, okay? They were 2-2 after 4 games, okay? Zach comes back. They have that great comeback versus the Steelers. They beat the Bills. They almost beat the Patriots. You know, they have these good games, and all of a sudden he's not doing what he's doing anymore. And Mike White comes in, and Mike White lights it up. And now you have guys wearing Mike White t-shirts. You have the Mighty Duck jerseys going on. They're rallying around Mike White. The stadium's chanting for Mike White. And the coach let this locker room get out of hand. Okay? And I blame the coach. I blame that there was no leadership in that locker room as from players. Okay? And, you know, what happens then? So Mike White has the hot hand. He goes out there. He winds up getting his ribs broken in a freezing rain in Buffalo, and they call in Joe Flacco, who's probably looking at AARP. And Joe Flacco doesn't want to be out there. Joe Flacco doesn't want to play. So you lose, a game that you're basically in. And not to mention, you have Mosley jumping over the pile on 4th and inches and giving them another set of downs, which, by the way, the Bills wound up scoring a touchdown on. So what is this team doing? Where have we evolved from last year? We signed Aaron Rodgers, but you know what? That's the same way the Jets had Bill Belichick as a head coach twice. He did nothing for them. He didn't coach a game for them. So I don't understand this whole concept of where this team is going. And I listen to sports talk radio every day. Whether I'm driving to the office, whether I'm at the office and I'm streaming it, because I want to hear what's going on from the professionals, from the experts, and I want to hear what's going on from the fans. First of all, some of the fans are so outrageous, I don't know what they think of before they call. Another aspect is that you have sports talk radio analysts, I'm not going to name names, that go from, we're going to go all the way to the Super Bowl, to this team stinks, to we have a championship defense. You actually had, now I'm going to name some names, Joe Beningo and Tiki Barber going at it on the radio, where Tiki shut his mic off, took his headset off, and left the studio while Joe was on the phone. These are grown men discussing sports? No, these are little boys talking about sports. This is ridiculous. You can't even get, and I don't want to get passion, okay? Because I am pretty sure Joe Beningo could call anybody he wants and get himself the seats and tickets that he wants, okay, at any time. And he's done that. He's flown to the AFC Championship game. He's gone up to New England and Foxborough. He goes to these games. Listen, God bless you. That's your, the industry you're in. But, you're getting all passionate. We're as passionate as he is, but we kind of keep our cool. We kind of keep our thoughts ourselves, or keep our thoughts rational. He's arguing with Tiki. Tiki saying, I've analyzed. No, you didn't analyze him. You were doing the game in Washington. So Tiki couldn't watch film afterwards on his way back, on his flight or anything? No, that's the thought set in some of these fans and experts. And I just don't get it. I do this out of a passion, and I can control my emotions for the most part. Okay? I look at these guys and I'm like, you get paid for this? You get paid to make these outrageous statements? Sign me up. You know what? Because I'm doing it the way I feel. I'm doing it the way I feel. I'm saying what I feel, how I feel, but I'm trying to make as much sense out of it. I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. And then you have what this comes out on the radio. I just don't get it. And on top of this, and listen, I remember when I first started going to the games, people would laugh at us. Me and my father would pack the car 9:30, quarter to 10. And there were times where I was home in the third quarter watching the game, because it was just a blowout. And this was like the 95 year, the 96 year. And people were laughing at me. How do you go to those things? But I also remember in 98, people calling me, offering me thousands of dollars for my playoff tickets to Jacksonville. People calling me in 2022 for my playoff tickets. Okay, people calling me when Rex was around. So, yeah, you have the hot tickets sometimes and sometimes you don't. But this year would have been the year where every game we should have been in and could have been in. Okay, because you had that confidence under center. You had the confidence from the team and you had the confidence from the quarterback. And I think what happens is the play calling on defense now is related to the play calling on offense. You want the defense to go out there but not risk too much, because if they give up points, your offense is not going to score. And your offense is being coached like, okay, play for 3 because hopefully the defense can hold them. Meanwhile, they're playing both ends against each other, and neither one of them are really helping each other. Yes, the defense gave the Jets the ball 3 times last week to move the ball to win that game, or to at least tie it until Zach took a safety. The only real sack he took all day, he took a safety. The only time he should have got rid of the ball, he took a safety. That's his on-field presence. I don't understand that. 4th and 10 with no timeouts left, and he dumps down to his tight end for a 1 yard gain. That's his on-field presence. How is that your on-field presence? If you tell me that your tight end is Tony Gonzalez, Mark Bavaro, Travis Kelce, yeah, okay. Gronk, these guys are going to make a move. Conklin is not going to make a move. He's going to get you 2 yards, 3 yards. So where is your on-field presence? Throw the ball downfield. Hope for a flag. Hope for not even a pass interference, illegal hand to something, a holding call to get the first down. But no, he dumps down. I don't get it. But yet we're supposed to go out there and support the team. And listen, I'm going to support them regardless. I supported them at 1-15. I supported them at 4-12. I supported them every year. Look, out taking my walk, okay? Everything I have on, everything in my house, in my family room, in my car, yes, has a Jet emblem on it, the Jet logo. Okay, because we support them. Okay, we go out, we support them. But when do they pay us back with a championship? Now, you can't, if you're not a season ticket holder or somebody who goes to the game all the time, you don't understand the experience, the game after game. It's a lot different now. It's not where you just get there and you get off the train and you walk to the stadium, a la Yankee Stadium with Shea. It's not where, you walk to the Garden or where have you. You are, you're tailgating, you're there 3, 4, 5 hours prior. You're, meeting up with people. I mean, geez, in the old stadium, I had the guy next to me and his wife come to my wedding. We knew them so long. We still talk. You make friends, you make family, and you keep going, and you see who's growing old, and you see who's not around anymore, who gave up the tickets, who moved, whose kids are going to law school, whose kids are married, whose kids have kids, and they were youngsters when you started going to the game, and that is family, and that is part of the enjoyment of going. But in the end, you want to win. You want to have that feeling that the Patriots, the Chiefs, the Rams, the Ravens, the Yankees, the Red Sox had. They say there's no curse. Listen, is there a curse? I'm a Ranger fan, and we believed in the curse. 1940 curse. The curse, they said went back to when the last time the Rangers won the Stanley Cup or something. They burnt the contract or something in the Stanley Cup, and that was the curse. You had, one of the Ranger players getting hurt in the playoffs. You had Brian Leetch breaking his leg. You had Adam Graves with a slash on Mario Lemieux or Yara Yaga getting suspended for the playoffs while the Rangers were up 2-0 and wound up losing the series. You had, up until Game 7 of the Devils tied the game with 1.7 seconds left, or 7.7 seconds left in the Game 7 to go into the finals. You had the Red Sox. All those years that the Yankees kept beating them, and then all of a sudden in 04 they come back from 3 games down and win 4 in a row and win the game in Yankee Stadium, and then you have the Chicago Cubs, and you say, these curses can be beat, but when there were people at that Cubs game and at that Red Sox game that were in their 80s and 90s, and listen, I hope to God that I could be there at that time, but I want to see it now. I want to enjoy this with my children. I look back to that Monday night when Aaron Rodgers got hurt. The disappointment on my girls' faces it hurt me. It hurt me to see them that disappointed. And they've been going to the games with me since 2013. So they have not seen great football. 2015 is the only time they really saw competitive football. Okay? But, it's time for us to feel good again about this team, and not just in the preseason, not in the draft, not on Hard Knocks, But during the game, you know, say what you want, but those Rex errors, they were a great 2 or 3 years. Those first 3 years with Rex, you look forward for the preseason games. You look forward to what Rex was going to say. You look forward to his press conference because he was getting that mental advantage. You know, I remember 2009, one of the loudest games I ever went to, probably just as loud as the Monday night game 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. And I think Brady had like 6 or 7 false starts, a few delay of games, whatever it was. And Rex said, you know what? The fans are part of this game. You know, before the game, he actually called and left a voicemail. I know it was pre-recorded, but left a voicemail. We need you out there, make noise. After the game, he in his press conference, he said, you know what? All the fans are getting a game ball. And damn it, we all got a game ball. And the game ball, a miniature football, just like it would be if you were a player, and it says game ball dedicated to the fans, and had the date, had the score, had the 2 teams. And that is the way you get the fans into it. But you also show the product on the field. I'm going to buy the product, okay? I'm going to buy it. But give me the product on the field that we're rooting for and give us a good product. Anyway, I wanted to make this 10 minutes. It's 22 minutes. I got most of my steps in. This is a takeoff. Listen, you could follow us on Instagram at the Jets Takeoff is our Instagram account. We're on TikTok at the Jets Takeoff. We're on Instagram at the Jets Takeoff. We are in Facebook. The Takeoff is a Facebook page. You can email us at thejets.takeoff@gmail.com and follow us on this video on YouTube. Subscribe to it. The Takeoff is a YouTube account. The Jets Takeoff is a YouTube channel name. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what you're feeling. If you went out to the games, if you're going out there Sunday night. And I got to tell you, we're going out Sunday and we're going to support the team. But you know what? You know what my daughter said? Dad, I don't think they're going to do that well, but can we see if we can meet Pat Mahomes or his wife or his brother? You know, maybe take a picture with them. That's what it's come to. And my girls are not starstruck with any of the other teams. They always said the only other player they'd like to meet would be Tom Brady because Tom Brady is just the best. But other than that, they don't care about the other teams, you know. And they didn't like Tom Brady as an opponent to the Jets, but they wanted to meet him. They're telling me they want to meet Kelsey and Mahomes. How do you say no? I'd love to meet Kelsey and Mahomes. But anyway, have a good night. Oh, and to my cousin Richie, okay, you heard of Swifties, you heard of Benefer. Well, we have Twelchie, right? And I think that's what it is. It's Taylor and Kelsey. So Twelchie. It's supposed to be trending, so check it out on Twitter.